So I've been walking around town, right? And I've noticed a couple of things, couple interesting things, couple interesting behaviors of a couple of different types of individuals. For a bit of context, I live here in New Zealand, Auckland, and if you are a Kiwi, if you are somebody that also lives here, this is potentially going to give you some kind of wake-up call or some kind of understanding on where you are in life and what you should be doing, because you probably don't want to look like everybody else here. Now, my morning routine most of the time consists of going outside with my laptop, going to work at like some kind of coffee shop or some kind of cafe somewhere outside, because I don't really like working from home. And while going out there in the morning, usually I go out there from pretty early in the morning, from 8 to 12 for like a couple hours, maybe like 3 or 4 hours. And I noticed that there are actually maybe like 3, 4, 5 different types of people. But honestly, you can divide these types of people into 2 categories, okay? Maybe even 3 categories, which the third one is extremely rare. So let's talk about the first category, which is most people today. What do most people do today? And this is probably very accurate on any kind of modern kind of city, kind of environment that you might be a part of. I'm guessing Auckland's population is very similar in the center of the city, in the central business district, than the center of New York, for example. It would probably be very similar. So, what I've noticed is that this first group of people, let's just call them the Joe Schmoes. The Joe Schmoes dress like absolute garbage. They don't care how they dress. They just dress in something comfortable, something dirty, something raggedy, something they don't really give a shit about. Okay? They don't really put any effort into dressing properly. They put on weird colors. They put on weird looking things, weird looking brands. Maybe some kind of like cosplay video gamey type shit. Or maybe they dress like with a bunch of chains or in a bunch of fucking piercings and whatnot. And it just lets me know that this individual probably is very low value. Like, if I start talking to this individual, I know for certain that they are not going to be very high value, not very high intellect, not very stimulating in terms of conversation, okay? They probably don't really know anybody. They're just doing their own regular stuff, and they're basically just stuck in their own routines, right? They're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And this is the same for both men and women, okay? People who don't take care of their appearances, people who don't really care what other people see them as. They just want to feel comfortable, okay? This is the first group. And this first group, 99.99% of them work a wage slave job from 9 to 5 through Monday to Friday, maybe on the weekend sometimes. And they really just struggle to live and to make ends meet because they don't know what they don't know. And they ignore, ignorance is bliss, okay? And so these people spend all of their time not giving a shit about anybody else. And it's like, you've probably heard this from other people actually, as they behave like NPCs. Like, I go out there and there are people that actually behave like NPCs. Like, they don't even believe like that they can actually do their own thing. They just react to everything around them. The people, the environment, the things that happen, Oh, did you look at the news yesterday? No, bro. I don't give a fuck about the news, okay? I don't care about the football. I don't care about the news. I don't give a fuck, okay? I do my own stuff. I'm building the empire, okay? I'm building something that actually matters. Not only to me, but to my future kids, my family, my own generation of people, okay? So, that's the first type of people. Now, this is where most people reside, okay? But it's extremely easy to get out of that group of people. You just have to surround yourself with the right individuals in order to have what they do bleed onto you, and then you start doing what they are like suggesting you to do on a day-to-day basis, okay? If they tell you to go to the gym, like it's like, hey, yeah, I've been going to the gym every single day. I've been working on my business. I've got this side hustle. I'm starting this on YouTube. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I've been going on walks. I've been going to the beach. I've been going to different cafes to work on my laptop. Those types of habits are very different from your regular schmeg, okay? So, and like, if any of you think, this guy's so high and mighty, he must feel like he's just better than everybody else. I am. It's not that hard to be better than everybody else, okay? You just have to do a tiny bit more things. You have to stay groomed. You have to get a fucking haircut. You have to groom your fucking beard. You have to put on a fucking sharp dress. You have to make sure you're building something. You're focusing on your own life goal that you've picked for yourself, not that somebody has picked for you, okay? You get to decide what kind of person you are. And I'm probably part of the 10% of people on earth that are working on something, struggling, like disciplined, incredibly hardworking, and like good work ethic. But I'm nowhere near the 10% financially. So that's what I'm aiming for, okay? The next type of people that go outside are and the last two groups could be overlapping each other a little bit. But the second group is the performative types. The people who overdress. I'm not talking about putting a suit on a Sunday. I'm talking about the people who wear luxury brands and fucking Gucci and fucking Louis Vuitton and fucking all this shit that nobody cares about, okay? Nobody cares about. The only people who care about that shit is the people who want to feel like they're more valuable than other people. Oh, I have more money, I can buy this Louis bag because I have the money and you don't. Haha, you're poor. And it's like, what the fuck is the point? Like, you're just fucking masturbating your ego by doing that? Like, what the fuck is the point? Okay? I don't think I'll ever do that. Whenever I'm doing something, I always do it in a way that makes me feel better. That makes me feel more confident. That makes me feel more apt at performing at my key tasks to progress and to build something. I'm wearing my suit to not only because it makes me feel good about myself, it makes me more confident, it makes me feel like I've got my shit together. It also puts that up front out there that other people see, and other people feel like, okay, this guy's definitely trying to stand out. This guy's a little bit different than everybody else, okay? Maybe I need to treat him in a different way. Maybe he's special. Maybe I should talk to him. That's what I want. I want people to come up to me and start talking, because I want all the interesting people to talk to me. And I want to have more confidence whenever I'm talking to people. So I've decided to wear this suit. Now, the second group of people, that is the performative type, that is always wearing these luxury brands and fucking fluffy outfits and fucking slippers and whatever the fuck, okay? It's like super expensive, comfortable shit, basically. And it's obviously people that look like they have money, and they're obviously flaunting it, okay? They don't have any value to themselves. They might probably be an inheritor. They might probably have inherited daddy's money, okay? That's those types of people. you will always see when going out there, those performative types. They always feel like they're better than everybody else. They have a huge ego, all this sort of stuff. Those are the two groups. And you can basically define them between rich people and poor people. But there's a third group, which is way more rare than what you actually think, what you actually go out there. And this is the group I'm trying to represent and trying to get to becoming more of a part of, is the independent group of strong, independent men that want to do what's best for them and want to do what's best for their family and want to build something that has a longer lasting effect on society. Okay? I don't want to be a performative type. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about wearing any kind of luxury brand, okay? I just want to wear something that looks cool. All right? I want to wear a tailored suit. I want to wear a slim fit suit. I want to wear something that makes me feel good. I want to wear this leather bomber jacket that I have in my closet because it looks nice. It feels nice. I like it. It's cool. Okay? I want to wear the soft, good, high quality wool socks. I want to wear good quality underwear. I want to wear a good quality t-shirt that fits my build perfectly. That's what I want to wear because that's what makes me feel like when I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, yes, that's me. I look fucking good, bro. And I don't do it for anybody else's approval. I do it for myself. And all these people who are performing, they're these people that buy a fucking $100,000 car, $500,000 car. Most of them buy a Porsche, buy a G-Wagon, whatever the fuck, okay? They're all performing. They don't actually care about the car. They just want to have other people see outside, oh, this guy has money. They don't actually care about the car, okay? They don't care, all right? They just want to have the AC in the car, and they want it to be clean and comfortable. That's it. They don't really care how much the car costs. They just want to make it. Other people think, oh, this guy has money. I don't give a fuck, okay? As of now, those three groups of people compose most of society. Sure, you could say there are other groups of people, all right, subgroups or like minorities or like tiny groups of different types of people. Like you could say the homeless are part of another group, the crackheads or the fucking criminals or whatever you want to call them. I don't care, okay? The point is, if you are listening to me right now, you are part of one of those three categories. And I wish you to make the choice for yourself to choose wisely, because you can choose to do whatever you want. Nobody's gonna nobody's gonna stop you from doing anything, okay? Some people might try and stop you, but at the end of the day, you are free to choose whatever you want. You just have to assume the consequences of your actions, okay? So the whole point of me going out there and observing people and coming back with an observation and telling you guys is so that you guys can actually go out there yourselves, see what reality feels like. See what reality feels like. And I'm mostly talking about in the city, in a super busy metropolitan area, okay? An urban area like Auckland Central here. That's the type of people that you're gonna find. And so the nicest people are not the performative type, not necessarily the regular schmegulars, because they're just doing their own thing. They don't actually care about anybody else. It's actually the people who are living in a rural area. It's the people who live outside of the city. So people who live in a very small, tight-knit community, and they go to the market together, they go buy food together, they go sell food together, they go do activities together, they go to church together, whatever it may be, okay? And they do these things in a communal aspect, in a communal way, okay? And this is very different than what you see in the city, because in the city, there's a bunch of different types of people, okay? There's there's Asians, there's Indians, there's white people, there's black people, there's Pacifica people, whatever the fuck, okay? And all these people feel more divided in the center of the city because nobody cares. There's so many people, why the fuck would you stop and talk to anybody? So you develop this kind of mindset whenever you're living in this side of the city where it feels like, why should you talk to anybody? Because everybody's lives are just too overwhelming. There's so many people to talk to, but you just have to prioritize. I go out there to the coffee shop and I speak to people. I do my best to start conversations and integrate myself and start talking about people and educating them and telling them like what I think about what they're talking about. And then I might ask some questions, and then I might listen to them, and then I might learn something interesting to benefit my own life. And so the whole point is you need to be aware of the types of individuals that are out there and the types of environments that are out there as well, so that you can put yourself in the best environment that you want to be a part of, so that way you can improve your own life in your own way. The point is, if you're never seeking to better yourself or the people around you that you care about, nobody's going to do it for you. I made a video on this topic that nobody's going to come to save you to get you whatever you want. If you want a certain type of relationship, a certain type of car, a certain type of house, a certain type of anything, you need to work on it, and you need to develop it, and you need to buy it, and you need to acquire it for yourself. Okay? So unless you're somebody who's an inheritor, which inheritors, I don't really like those guys, to be perfectly honest, because they're super fucking entitled, and they were never taught to how to use that wealth that they inherited like more responsibly. So I don't really like those people, unless you're responsible with your money, like Batman, for instance. But I think that's pretty rare in terms of like different types of individuals that go out there in the world and that make things work. So what's the summary for today's video? There's 3 types of people, and you fit within either or one of those 3 types of people. And I heavily recommend, maybe even 4 types of people actually, if you include the people who live in rural areas outside of societal metropolitan areas. I heavily recommend thinking for yourself, where would you prefer to be? Where would you prefer to live? What would you prefer to have in terms of environment, in terms of people around you, and how can you impact this environment in a positive way? Because if you're not doing that, you're just gonna be like any old regular schmeck that walks down the street down here and just doesn't give a flying fuck about anybody else other than themselves. And that's very sad. So that's pretty much all I have to say for today. I make daily videos, so if you're interested in seeing all the videos that I'm talking about, just check those out on my channel. I post one video every single day, roughly 20 minutes long, and I post also one short. I've been, for those who stuck around and subscribed already, I appreciate your support. I've been creating a different type of short that I'll be posting recently, very shortly. Very shortly. I'll be posting shorts very shortly. Very soon, within the next couple of days, over the next couple of days. What I do is I post one video and one short a day. So it was roughly around the same time. And I've been creating more different types of short by like just looking at what other people are doing that are like more successful in terms of views and engagement. And I was like, okay, I watched this guy called Levi Nix, and he was doing pretty good content. So I was like, okay, let me take some inspiration from this guy, and then just started doing some stuff, you know. So yeah, so more different types of content for shorts coming out very soon. Maybe you can already check it out now if you seen this video like a couple of days after I've posted it. Otherwise, go check out my other videos. I post every single day. And to thank you again, I can't thank you guys enough for the support. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all the support. I'll keep posting, give you guys some more advice. And I will see you in the next one. It's a beautiful day. It's time to get back to work, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.